Hey everybody, welcome back to round 7. This one's going to be fun. This is a Team 5 on Team 5 match. Kyle Krueger versus Joe Olson.
Do we know which table they're at?
They are table 6.
Oh, okay.
Both are 4 and 2. Uh, and yeah. Funny thing, Joe was like, "Oh, I don't think this is going to be a good match. We might not play this." Kyle was like, "Oh, this is the matchup. Yeah, we're playing."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good.
So good on Kyle for being,
Absolutely. For standing up for himself.
yeah,
Good for him.
like mad respect to Kyle.
Like you got to know when to roll the hard line, man. This is Worlds.
Yeah, and it is. Oop, stand by for a second, Steve. Let me get stuff up and running. Okay. So it looks like we have a Obi-Wan Communing versus Darkside Senate.
Good.
So
I know
definitely,
Kyle's been working on that deck for a long time. He's really proud of that deck, and I don't blame him. If this were the matchup that I had going into this against Joe Olson, I would absolutely play.
uh, Justin Desai is playing Johnny Chu at table 12. I want to say he's 4 and 2. Who do you hate so much?
Who do I hate so much?
No, it's Baroni's like, I hate you so much. Yeah, it's Johnny Chu versus Justin Desai. They've both been on stream. Hey, don't you could have been here, Steve, watching in person. I want to see Tom versus Steve.
I'm a,
So,
I'm not gonna pick sides on that one.
Steve, you're always welcome. And then during this match, we're also going to be giving out a Connor Britton signed "I Have You Now" that says "You'll always have my heart." Baroni's sneaky. So right now we have only one player who is undefeated. That is Connor Britton. So he ended up beating Jared Napolitano
On time.
on time.
Close game. They both played great. They played very hard. I was very impressed by that game. I only saw one slight thing that I objected to on Connor, which was the clash early, but like again, it could have gone either way.
Also, if you're in the chat and watching, please let me know if you won one of these cards. So far, I have records of two of them.
I think Miyashiro took record of it, but I could
So
be
we
wrong.
got the impressive, most impressive, and the max repo out. This one we haven't given out yet, and then Epic Duel, Bright Hope,
We,
and
we gave away all three of the other ones.
I also trust the chat. So again, Kyle gets out dot early on. There's the Senate hovercam. He's also got. I don't know. Okay, so Ryan Saracen won the Family Chew, Bright Hope. Encel Bar Non. I hope I pronounced that right. No, again, funny enough, Joe did not want to play this game, this match. Kyle was like, "Yes, we're going to." This essentially will be a team kill.
It will be.
That's why we have it on stream.
Yep.
And if you're looking for right now, I do know that the top 4 players are Connor Britton, Ryan Jelson, Anthony Howard, and Casey Honest.
Good for them. They're playing great today.
Yeah.
I really hope we get Batmouse on stream at some point here.
No, he's bad on stream.
He's been on stream?
Yeah. He was on stream at Nationals.
No, I mean like on stream here.
No, he hasn't been on stream today.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I hope we get him on stream.
I don't. He's bad on stream.
Oh, is he? Well, I mean, he's a leader in the Player of the Year points. I want to see how he plays.
Okay. Kyle's got out his bridge, and he's got the Senate hovercam. Joe has out the farm as well as Moss Eisley. See that Joe does have a Master Luke in his hand. He's also got out the Senate shield. Kyle already used his force push. You know, Ryan, if you would have picked Connor, Ryan Jelson, and Batmouse, you would have had like the best squad out there. Just saying.
The original Hobros. All those Southern California players.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we can do that later.
Okay. Yeah, there have been a lot of team kills so far. Joe's going to play Return of the Jedi V. He is going to pull out the Obi-Wan's journal. Looks like Kyle has the Coruscant Guard out. It's going to protect all of his guys there. And there's Master Luke down to the cantina. Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that too. Kyle not playing his I must be allowed to speak shield yet. But now Joe has Luke, the journal, and a weapon already on his Luke at the cantina. And it looks like he's got another green card.
Probably Obi-Wan. So he's got Bonacan, journal, right?
Oh, wow, yeah. That's a pretty loaded up Luke. Yeah, I'm a little surprised. We do see that Joe also has I Don't Like Sand. He's got Padme Amidala, or Padme V on there, as well as another character. Joe does have the battle plan shield out. He has not played Simple Tricks and Nonsense, so Kyle's going to be able to drain for one next turn if he so desires.
Well, Kyle probably knows that Obi-Wan commuting very well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's already set up at the Senate. He's got the Force Peak. I mean, he's got everything he needs going right now for this stage of the game.
Yeah, you would think that both of them know each other's lists at this point.
Well, I don't know. Actually, I talked to Joe last night when he was going to bed, and he said Kyle was still up working on decks.
Well, that's because Kyle never sleeps.
I know.
Like, he's going to be somebody who plays a lot of board games this weekend. He'll be up till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning each night. The fact that he's awake right now is astonishing.
I think the fact that we're awake right now is astonishing.
Wow. I'm running on pure adrenaline.
Well, I had coffee.
I will say this, Ryan. We're all starting to get old, so it happens. And there's Kyle coming down with one of his political effects, as well as it looks like Kashyyyk. No, it's not Kashyyyk. And Darth Vader with lightsaber going down in front of that Luke.
With the Obi-Wan's journal?
Yeah, it's Obi-Wan's journal, bionic hand, and a lightsaber, all on Luke.
I know. I just am curious about the random Vader with lightsaber alone.
Well, I mean, he's getting. I think it's more so he wants to have the Destiny to attrition to get rid of that Luke.
That's true.
And it looks like he does initiate.
Well, there's no Destiny to attrition. It's just a bonus to attrition.
Yeah, no tune back yet. And Luke slices and dices Darth Vader. Now, Joe has the sorry about the mess in his hand here. Do you think he plays it?
I think I would. With the bionic hand, sure.
Yeah. I mean, you can get rid of the Vader. You don't run the risk of losing the Luke.
Well, I mean, Kyle needs to draw, a 6?
Yeah.
I have no idea how many Phantom Menaces he's playing at this point, though.
He could be going for overflow. I'm not sure. That's a good point, Tom. He's got the add 3 political effect out, so Kyle can add to the Battle Destiny and then get rid of Luke. And draws a 1, and Dro draws a 0. And, I mean, you could see the response on Joe's face, and Joe does cause the Gick to go lost, and he does grab it.
I'm wondering why Kyle did that.
Yeah, he did lose. He did pull a card off of sand, so. And now he's still facing down a drain of 3 this turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what goes on right here. Goes first strike, Phantom Menace. So Joe wisely plays around the Enter the Bureaucrat. Padme coming down as backup. So he's got Padme, Luke, and now Yoda all stacked at the cantina. And Joe will just pass turn over to Kyle. Kyle taking the card out, and it looks like he takes the Dark Time combo out of his force pile.
Yeah.
So not a dumb card to take out, or not a bad card.
Why do you think he took Dark Time?
Why?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Of all the cards he could have picked, why do you think he picked Dark Time?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
You sound like you do.
I don't. I really don't.
So if you're in the chat, why would he pick Dark Time? But here we go, Darth Maul, or Lord Maul with lightsaber, going down to the cantina again. See who he comes back down with. Oh, okay. Can't cancel the weapon destinies with the.
Oh, he got the Dark Time combo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought he just got regular Dark Time.
No. So now there's a Phantom Menace. He's got a bunch more senators out there. This could get interesting here. I mean, that's a lot of power for Joe.
And he already got the Hujix grabbed?
Yeah.
Or the Greek grabbed?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. That's rough.
Like if he's got or if he's got like Clash or Sniper in his hand, I mean it's not that bad. And he plays Dark Time for the Rebellion. Joe has
so that would stop the yeah. So that makes Luke really hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. Misses the swing on. Is that a Cantina brawl in Joe's hand?
Certainly looks that way. I think that's a dead card in this situation.
Yeah. So Joe allows for Luke to be hit, but that's still, again, a lot of power for Joe.
Does he have the sorry combo? Doesn't look like it.
No, it doesn't look like either. I mean, it looks like Joe has it. Joe's got Clash and Sorry. I think Joe's a good guy. And it looks like he draws another one for Destiny here. And
is he going to play a second copy of Gek here?
I think. So
he draws another one. No, that's the same one, I think, right?
Uh-oh, we have a judge call. So we're trying to get Greg to figure out what the order of operations here is, I believe. We saw that the Sith Fury was played.
So the Sith Fury goes first, and then the character that gets redrawn goes second.
Okay. He can take it into hand and then Fury.
Well,
I'm going to go listen in on it.
yeah. No, so the way it works is that if he plays the Sith Fury to redraw, he gets back, or he puts the character second and gets the Sith Fury as the bottom card.
We have a similar question that was asked, so let me go look that up and you guys will get another couple of minutes time.
Oh, I see. The orange free
I know
time.
you already have a couple of minutes because you set up late, so.
Okay, so Greg is
So he could
looking up for the
Sith
ruling.
Fury to redraw
Once we
and
have
orange
that,
free time
we'll let
to
you
take
guys
on.
know. The players will have a time extension for this. No, I'm waiting to hear the ruling.
Yeah.
So-
Free toss, he takes it in, can he then redraw it? And my argument is once he draws it into hand with Orn free toss, it's off the stack and he can't redraw it. It's no longer.
Yeah.
But
No, Jeff lets me, that's my argument. Like, Jeff
Hey, I mean,
letting me do that. So,
the question is Jemp perfect?
of course not.
it's not perfect, but it's usually right.
Yeah.
I think
usually
Joe is
right,
trying to
like-
say that if you own free tile, you can't also Sith Fury. I don't think that's how that works.
They understand syntax better than
This
Cypher.
card was so dumb. I would have hit Maul if they got the +1 there.
You can't add one with Maul. You can't add one with
Not anymore. I said this
Oh,
card was
yeah,
so dumb.
so dumb before, yeah.
Yeah. The free errata version, I would have hit him.
So we are waiting on Greg, just for everybody's information.
Where I was like, I meant to deploy
Yeah.
that.
I was
where
like,
he was like,
So I do gotta ask, like, what happened there? Was that like we saw that he drew the Destiny?
This is a friendly game. He drew the Destiny, and I canceled it. And he went, "Fuck! I meant to play this." And I said, "That's
Like, 'cause
cool.
it's just
Can I
like
play this
branding.
for my turn?" And he was like, "Yeah, that's cool."
Yeah.
So we do have a little bit of a friendly game going on.
Brain dead and forgot some things, and we let each other take the brain dead things back.
We'd rather have a good game than like stickler.
Yeah,
For fun.
I don't know here.
Yeah.
Like, I know how it's supposed to work. I know how it works on Jump. I
Oh,
just
yeah, they
don't
can
know
hear you
what
guys.
The actual rule is if that's not how it's supposed to work.
Yeah, because if he doesn't play that, and I just cancel the Destiny, Maul
Yeah,
does
I'm like,
like
what am I
nothing
doing?
here.
I'm just
Yeah.
trying to lose a battle.
Yeah. And successfully, I might.
Trying to lose the battle, but getting to board games faster.
Well, I mean,
We're both live at 4 and 2, so we're
Oh, I know,
playing-
I know.
this, we're playing.
We're playing for fun still.
Yeah, but we're not. Yeah.
It's not like you guys were playing somebody else right now. So Kyle, why the Senate deck? It's good.
I was hoping for less Obi-Wan. I was hoping only Team 5 would be on Obi-Wan. Of course, but it's not like ubiquitous. I did.
Yeah.
That's why it was bad for a minute. It's like it matches up well in random shit, but
Sorry, just
That's
a second,
fair.
guys. We're trying to get the actual
So,
official.
yeah, for those who
100%
can't hear him, Kyle was saying that
certified ruling
he was hoping
on
to
this
see a lot
interaction.
less Obi-Muning, hoping that Team 5 was the only people on Obi-Muning. Unfortunately, not so much. There
I'm
is a
interested to see how the rest
decent
of
amount of
Friday goes.
Obi-Muning here today. But the most played deck, what do you guys think it was? Obi-Muning? I meant overall.
No, overall, most played deck. There was a lot of ISB.
I think it's
Walkers.
ISB.
There's a lot of
I don't think anything's huge.
Yeah.
The Tatooine SSA deck was the most played deck.
Well, a bunch of Team 5 played that.
11 players played that today.
I thought that's what was going to be the most popular.
Yeah. So not only were you guys big on it, but there was a bunch of other ones.
It's the best.
I mean,
It gives you lines. It's
Jim Tom.
he's paying attention. So
Yeah, Jim Tom and 3 of his alts are playing it today.
Which ones are results?
okay, Greg. Looks like Greg is going back to the computer. And as we walk around, just checking on some of the other matches, we got Connor Britton versus Byron Miskey. Brian Miskey. We got Yoda Communing versus AOBS.
Again, we're just
Ryan
waiting for them
Jilson
to
versus
play
Wayne Cullen.
continue with the correct ruling.
Revenge of the Sith, Dooku versus Watcher Step. And Anthony Howard versus Casey Anus. Hunt Down versus the Endor Pyre main stack. And then also at table 4 we have Hayes Hunter versus Sam Tashima. And table 5 is Clayton Atkin versus Jared Napolitano. And here we go with Greg Zinn.
Okay, it's not just drawn
I like your
anymore 'cause
alts.
it's in your hand, which I think was what was expected.
Okay, that's what I thought. It's off the stack once he takes it in the hand.
Yeah.
So that stays in your hand. You have not played that.
That and I did.
I think we're all set, but we got that.
So
There was an Orn Frita interaction.
So what?
There was an Orn Frita interaction.
Yes. So Greg did rule that he cannot Orn Frita.
You can do that
You
on
can
Gimp.
do the Orn Frita, but you can't do the Sith Fury.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, then
Because
they
it's
need to
off the
fix.
stack.
They need to fix Gimp because that's
Yeah.
how they have it programmed right now.
Yep. That's what Greg said. Yeah, he said that it was off the you can't though. That's a good point. Yeah, I'll see what Greg has to say, but I think both players were okay with the ruling. And looks like the site is going to be cleared. Luke back on the table minus all the gear that he just had there.
Yeah.
And then while we're in the middle of this,
And Kyle is peeling a bunch.
yeah, because he doesn't have the gick.
Yep.
Oh, Joe's saying what? No. So while Kyle was just peeling some, let's go ahead and give away this Connor Britton sign I have you now to the first player in the chat who can name 5 light side senators.
Are we exempt from that?
We are exempt from that.
Okay.
And just to make sure I have all of them, I'm going to pull up my handy dandy.
I could tell them to you.
Ryan.
Masamita
You
is
already won
not.
Ryan, I'm sorry, but you already have won a card, so unfortunately you
And
are.
and Masamita is not a senator.
You are correct. Ryan, you are not able to win. I will say this, if you're looking for a way to actually come up with some of the senators, just look. It's right here on Comlink. But you are close. And yeah, Masameda is not a senator as well.
Neither is Supreme Chancellor Valorum, by the way.
Yeah. Are you talking about me? Brad sounds fine. Oh. Okay, that should be better. Yeah, Ryan, I'm sorry. You are unable to win, but if you're looking for senators, go ahead and pull up Comlink. Palpatine is a senator. Mon Mothma, Yaru, Palpatine, Horks Rider, and yep,
Leanna
we have a
Marion.
winner, Gray Chevy Van.
All right.
That is. I feel like I should know this.
What?
Gray Chevy van.
Well, you do this. I don't.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to remember your name, Chevy. There we go. Thank you, Eric.
Cool name, by the way, Eric.
Hallbacker. You have just won yourself a signed, autographed Connor Britton, I Have You Now, that says you'll always have my heart. Yeah, you're not wrong.
What did they say?
He's like, you're like Mr. Burns, always forgetting Homer Simpson.
Oh.
Yeah, he's not wrong at all. Yeah. Everybody, if you're watching right now and you don't agree with this ruling, please feel free to PM your local rules advocate, Greg Zinn, and tell him why he is wrong.
Yes. And explain in great detail. He loves to read those.
Yeah, he does. So we now see that Kyle, we have Yoda and Luke still over at the cantina, armed with the lightsaber. We have Leia, Rebel Princess, down there as well. And it looks like we have the Emperor's shuttle at Kashyyyk. So again, this is a matchup between two, four, and 2 players.
And he goes heavy to space to lock up that drain of 2.
Yep. He's got the Emperor with Mithron Renudo.
That seems pretty safe to me. Especially when it seems like, for the most part, Obi-Wan only plays Han Chewing the Falcon these days.
And you know what? I'm going to PM that to Greg Zinn.
I'm glad you know how to do that.
Redraw gate is. I thought it was Gemp Tom gate or Gemp Tom alt gate.
I like Pudding Gate. That sounds like fun.
You know what? Pudding gate just sounds fun.
I know, right?
So we see that Joe just drained for 3 at the cantina after Kyle did put down Tyrannus, so he's able to satisfy for battle plan. But I do feel like it's a little too late. Like he's putting up a valiant effort, but
why is he a little bit too late?
Like he's not doing enough damage.
Well, Senate doesn't do a lot of damage.
Yeah. I mean, he hasn't done his retrieval either yet.
Right. And he also is doing more damage than Joe is doing.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he's threatening 3-4 next turn.
Yeah, he's threatening 4, and Joe is threatening.
Aaron
4.
Kinger, he says that he just did. So. Like I said, everybody, if you have issues with any rulings today, please feel free to message your local rules advocate and ask him why his ruling was done that way. No way. We have another confirmation of a top 8 individual. Everyone.
Not a top 8 individual.
No.
A
Guaranteed.
6-1.
Guaranteed.
6-1.
Guaranteed.
Not guaranteed.
6-2 is guaranteed a spot in the top 8.
No, 6-2 is guaranteed to play in. There's 69 players.
Oh yeah. Okay, everybody, we have a member. We have somebody who is now 6-1. Would you kindly join us on the stream in the background?
Sure. I can join the stream.
This man right here just is 6-1.
This is the sheriff of Jump Guys. If you don't know what he looks like, this is him.
I mean, we got to scrounge down really far because he is kind of short, though.
I am super short.
Yeah.
He's taller than me. At least right now.
That's right now.
Yeah. So, Batmess, I do have to ask this one question.
Sure.
being
What side
that
do you
you
have
now
left?
are on the prefaces of making a top 8, potentially, are you going to make sure next year that you seed Tom Struthers correctly in the NPC?
Well, he was 23 this year. I mean, I guess we can move him up to 22.
Okay, Tom, you have confirmation from Batmouse to be up to 22 next year.
At least.
At least. So, what happened in your game against Casey?
We piled, and
So piled?
yeah, we piled. So I piled the plaza,
Yeah.
and we're draining for 3, and then I made it a drain of 4. Casey piled the farm, and digging for, and he was gonna, he had the juice to crush me.
Yeah.
If it had worked. But I also was holding the Navrin canceller.
Okay.
So he played the Navrin. I grabbed the Navrin.
Cancel.
Canceled it after he paid, and then he found the plaza. He found the battle plane.
Yeah.
He went there with Qui-Gon and stick. Qui-Gon gen one of the fully immune ones plus a stick, and then I sent Mara and R. Singh over there.
Yeah.
R. Singh hit Qui-Gon, and that was it. I was also at like 29 life force, and he was at like 2.
Okay, so there you have it. Batmouse pulls out a victory on Casey. I believe Casey is 4-2, so Casey still has a good chance.
Casey was above that. I think Casey was 5-0 to begin with.
Yeah. Nice.
No,
Was he not?
no, he was 5-1. Or no, so Casey's 5-2. So Bastion, if you're watching, Casey Honest is 5-2.
So it looks like Joe's just maneuvering around his guys, setting up stuff. Looks like they are playing Tatooine and Celebration this time.
Yeah, he's got the celebration with, it looks like a Honshu and the Falcon with Ray aboard.
Yep.
So Joe is pulling a card. I like the addition of the R2D2 Brave Little Droid. Yeah, Bastion. Casey's 5-2. Batmouse is 6-1. Yeah, Casey's one of those people, like, I know how to say his name right, it just never comes out the right way. It's just it's the worst.
Annis.
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 That's what I'm going with.
Well,
I'm trying
he's
that.
right there, so we could ask him.
Okay, I will.
But so right now, I mean, Joe is kind of situating himself like really well in this game. I mean, he's still draining for 2-2.
Yep.
He's
actually
5
draining.
now.
He's actually
Plus
draining
he's retrieving.
He's draining for 5 and retrieving.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like Kyle is doing 4 damage but not retrieving.
Well, he's setting up to retrieve. He's got pretty much everybody at the Senate now.
Yeah.
Senate doesn't have to win in the first 5 turns.
No, it just has to be a little bit stable. Like I do think that you're right though with that play of playing like Vader and then Maul.
Yeah.
Like the Vader play just confounded me a little bit.
It did, because like you're throwing away your Gek, and you don't have a really good way to hit Luke or kill Luke at that point in the game. I don't know. It just seemed rough. It was a rough call. I'm gonna ask him later on why he did that, but I can't tell you that right now.
We will get a update on the standings. I'm not sure I don't think Kyle did, but I could be wrong. But we'll definitely get an update on the standings after this match as the Game 8 results are slowly coming in. Okay, there's another Darth Maul. Darth Maul with double-bladed lightsaber this time.
Hopefully a Dr. E to go with it.
Yeah, he's got to have something here. Yep, the Yukon Dr. E coming down.
The good old-fashioned. Old-fashions
are really good.
I don't like them.
You're boring.
Why am I boring?
I don't know.
You can drink some other stuff. I'm good.
Okay, so it looks like Kyle did initiate. Let's see. He's going to swing. He draws a Yeb for his first Destiny. He does have Celebration out.
Well,
So-
the Yeb should be higher Destiny because he's flipped.
and Destiny 5. So he should hit whoever he swung at. Oh no. There's the Clash of Saber with the
that's me.
handshake, and let's go get Joe. You want to go get Joe?
Yeah, I'll go get you.
Okay.
You want to do the interview?
I got it. Yeah. Do me a favor.
Yeah.
There's a marker over near Greg. Could you grab it?
Okay. Where's Greg?
Greg's table. Greg's in.
Okay.
And then we'll get Joe. Oh, yeah. Obi-Wan's journal. Made a miss. What's your record, sir? 4-4. What happened?
I was playing Drew Lichtenstein.
And Drew's just a better player.
He's a good player for sure,
Yeah.
but I made him shuffle his reserve deck, and then I drained him for 2, and he lost 1-1 off the top. Then he played no escape, took like Moff Gideon, deployed him, downloaded a character, and then played Dark Corporation.
Where is Game Crimson?
Over there.
Oh.
And then I drew a 1 for Battle Destiny, and he drew 5/5/5, and I killed like 8 cards in my own battle. So, you want me to hop in?
No. No. I'm waiting for Joe. So again, we're waiting for Joe to come over, do the interview, and sign a card. And then we'll move on into Game 8. We do have one more round or one more match up. I see Joe on the camera, but I don't see Joe over here with me. So give me a second. I'm going to go grab him. Don't worry, we'll be extremely quick. Okay, Joe. Welcome.
Why did Joe retrieve?
How'd that game feel?
It was fine. It was fun. We were playing around. Kyle and we play each other all the time at local events, and we've known each other forever. So we were just like reverting. We were reverting like 4 phases. He squabbled to retrieve, and then like after he circulated, was like, where did that go? And we were like, oh, we can count back where it should be. Or with the Phantom Menace, we were like, we can count back how much you deployed, and it should be like, these are the swing you did, and then it was like, those aren't it at all. And we were like, whatever, just throw it in there, like search for a political effect or whatever. We were just playing kind of sloppy, having fun, but yeah, but Obi-Muning is tough for Senate. Like Kyle was hoping not to see a lot of Obi-Muning because it's like he has to suicide in to kill stuff before they get too big of a stack. But the +5 to power is just like really really tough. So, and then he a lot of times you'll be like Maul, hit a couple dudes and force push out, but he used a force push turn 1 to get him set up with lot dot dude hover cam flip, and he's immediately like lot dotting and got the hover cam and stuff, but then it meant he couldn't do that line with the force field or force push.
So the OB communing, what made you go with that today in this essentially open field?
Seems pretty balanced, especially the celebration version has lots of different lines versus stuff. If you notice, like I didn't even play my system most of the game until his was out, and I was like, all right, I can just go there later. I could have pulled it much earlier, but I didn't want him just piling my system. So, yeah, it's. I mean, there's so many good decks, right? There's 0 Hour, there's QMC, there's Obi-Muning, Yoda-Muning. Yeah.
Heck, there's Qui-Gon musing in the field today.
Is there? Cool.
Yeah.
We messed around.
I don't know
with
if
a few
you've
builds of
seen
that.
some of the there's like the deck lists and
Did they do
a
a post with the stats?
Not yet. I think they're waiting until after day 1. But the decks that are out there it's insane. But I know, like, I think we talked about this a little bit ago. The most popular dark side deck is that SSA Maul's Hut deck. Like, and you said that you went with that because it's the best deck and everything, but
it has lines against everything, whereas there are other dark, like Walker's is really strong, but there are some matchups that are just very difficult. And yeah, it's a very rock paper scissory right now of where you're like, oh, I can beat this with my bring in, but I lose to this and that sort of thing. So the SSA deck has lines against everything out there.
So how are you feeling going into the last round? You're what, 4-2?
5-2 now.
5-2. So how are you feeling going in?
All right. I have to win, and then because of strength of schedule, and the field being so huge, I'm gonna have to win a play-in game. So it sounds tiring. It's still a long day to go.
I mean, it's only almost 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was a couple of years ago. Worlds didn't get done until like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, that's wild. Show and Tell runs a tight ship.
Yeah,
Show
that's the
and
one
Kim
thing. Like,
both do.
even though like the games have been going, there's been a few games going to time and everything, but it doesn't feel
Their
like it's a
turnover is
long
pretty
day.
quick,
But
yeah.
I'm also not playing. So.
Yeah.
Now,
Tom says, "Can my alts join Team 5?" You know, I bet Team 5 has discussed. I bet every team has been like, you know, this dude isn't on a team, and like, what if? And I bet every team has said like, what about Gem Tom? And our conclusion as a team was like, we couldn't give him enough games. Like the entire
yeah.
field of Gemp can't give him enough
The
games.
only
and
person
so,
I think that could give him enough game is Timo Dylan.
I mean, but even that, even then, like Gem Tom just wants more and more games, and that's with every single person at his disposal. So it's like it makes sense that he's not on a team because he would just be playing nonstop against everyone out there. So.
Now, what
yes,
if
Team 5 would love
what if
to have
one of his each
I
team?
played 4 games against Timo today. I love that. You guys are great.
I was gonna say, what if we take each team just takes one of his alts?
That's funny, and he doesn't tell anybody else what that
No.
alt is. Yeah.
That would, I think that's the most the most fair way to do it. So.
Yeah, I mean he tests with everyone. You see him play private games with the Psy and with all kinds of people.
So I know that Hayes is up there too. He's doing really well. Yeah.
Hoping this is his year, man.
So
he was 4-1, 5. He was 5-1 going into this, I think.
I was going to say he was at table 6 against Salucci.
Oh yeah, but this round?
Yeah.
No, that's game 5 pairings. We're way down.
Here we go.
I was like, that happened.
Table 4 against Sam.
Table 4,
right.
yeah. So I think.
So his Dark versus Sam's QMC.
SSA versus QMC. I like SSA there. I mean, QMC has lines, but so does SSA. It's a game, and they both have. There's a lot of maneuvering and a lot of strategic play. So I mean, if you got to put your money on someone, Hayes is a good one to do there. But Sam's really good with that QMC. Like he has beaten me with that before. He's phenomenal with that. So I'm sure that's a great game.
And I think he's the only player in the entire field playing QMC today.
Interesting.
Like. I know that you said that he's a player that is QMC a deck that you had on your radar at all?
For sure, yeah. I think mainly because Rops was its worst matchup. So we went, okay, Rops is blanked. What got better? Old Allies that also got blanked, and QMC was one. One of the reasons why we weren't playing Communing with the system and Celebration was because we felt like you needed to go over to Altair. And once you don't have to do that, then it sort of opens up that option too. Celebrating against Rops isn't bad, but if you're putting all your guys on Tatooine and you just let them flip and then go to the system and get +X to their destiny and stuff, it's just like it's not great. So, but yeah, it was sort of from one of those questions of like what got better without Rops, and QMC was one of them for sure.
Okay, well, you got one more game left.
Someone said, why did Joe retrieve? Celebration. I never ended up retrieving off Celebration. I'm guessing they're wondering about. At one point, I Uni Todd and got the journal back. At one point, I revived Luke. I never walklinged. At one point, I Leia. He drained and I Leia Rebel Princess and put the run back on top. They might have been.
Okay, so you got one game left. You're playing your dark side.
Yeah.
What do you want to see? What do you don't want to see?
I mean, that's the thing with the SSA deck is like it has lines against everything, so it's kind of like, but it's not like there's things you just necessarily crush that top players are playing. So it's very much like, can I maneuver and can I track and choke Vader and force lightning and yada yada. It's what I just want to see is like not activating the cards you need to just that sort of thing. Just
okay. Well, there you had it, everybody. Thanks to Joe. Hopefully we'll see you a little bit more.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
And then good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody. So that was our 7th round. We have one more to go. Until then, we'll be right back. Stay tuned. We got one more game to go. Okay, everybody, welcome back. We have our last game of the evening. And this game is a doozy. It's
We
essentially...
need to change the names
I know,
of the
I'm working
players.
on it.
Okay.
So we have, on dark side, Bill Kafer. On light side, Mike Pistone. No Idea versus Shadow Collective.
Ooh, that sounds great.
And this is a possible win and put yourself into a playing game match. Right now, both of these individuals are 5-2, and so one will advance, or possibly advance. The other will go down. Yes, our top four are right now. We have 5 individuals who are 6-1. They are Hayes Hunter, Brian Mischke, Connor Britton, Anthony Howard, and Ryan Jelson. Mischke is playing Jelson. Connor is playing Anthony Howard. And Hayes Hunter just lost to Joe Olson. So Hayes is going to be 6-2. Joe is also 6-2. So this is it, everybody, for all the marbles. I like how Bastion's like, boo. Hey, that's what happens. I mean, to be fair, Joe did just get paired against 2 teammates back to back. Okay, Pastone's showing off some of the stuff in his hand. And
I agree with Bastion, by the way.
Huh?
I do agree with Bastion, by the way.
I think everybody agrees with Bastion at some point.
Yeah.
So, we do have another card to give out tonight. It's our last one of the evening. Actually, if we have some playing games, we can give out the game 8 because it sounds like we're gonna have a playing game.
Yeah, we are.
So
we're gonna be here a while.
Oh yeah, long time. We have an All Too Easy signed by Joe Olson, so we'll give that out here in a little bit.
Was that on purpose?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't remember where. I'm gonna pull up the list just to double check, but I want to say Joe was kind of down there in the series.
Joe may have a playing game even with these 2 games.
Yeah. Joe was 10th going into this. Yeah. So right now, again, there's 5 players with 6 wins. They are Hayes Hunter, Mischke, Connor Britton, Anthony Howard, and Ryan Jelson. We have 11 players with 5 wins. They are Casey, Bill Kafer, Sam Olson, Brian Fred, Joe Olson, Sam Tashima, Wayne Cullen, Clayton Atkin.
Good for Clay.
Scott Lingrell.
Good for Scott. Way
Johnny
to go, Scott.
Chu and Mike Danboyce.
Ooh. Johnny Chu making a comeback.
Yeah. And then players with 4 wins include Jared Napolitano, John Veazey, Justin Desai, Drew Lichtenstein, Chris Coughlin, Benji Chu. Benji Chu can finish no lower than 500 today. That's awesome. Andrew Moss, Garrett Larson, Steve Salucci, Pat Johnson, Matt Scott, Lee Edwards, Kyle Krueger, Matt Thornton, Matt Wadden, John McFarland, and Jeff Levine.
So many great players in such a small arena.
I'm not sure, but we'll make sure that Chris Schoenthal will let us know. As for somebody who can give a big kiss on the cheek to Chris, where's Batmouse when we need him?
Oh, I don't know. Probably playing a game.
Yeah, he's playing against Connor. Okay, so Bill has Maul out to the Dathomir Maul's Chamber site. Mike going ahead and getting out the beach. And looks like Bill went ahead and started inconsequential losses, mobilization points, and jury juice. I think that's jury juice. No, no, that's You'll Be Dead. And he also started with the Mall effect. Mike going with Insurrection, Make 10 Men Feel Like 100, and Walkling. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be a very interesting final 8 game. And then, like I said, we have those play-in games as well. So, okay, Ryan, would you kindly tell us what it is? Okay, Ray onto Leo's Resistance Transport.
So he's setting up his space, getting it going, getting the card draw.
Yep, gets himself out the home one docking bay. A little bit more activation. And that is I Don't Like Sand. He's got Ezra Bridger and a Ray. Hitting Ezra on sand is kind of big for Mike or for Bill, because now, I mean, Ezra is the only character that can go attack Maul at the Dathomir site. So knowing that he's on the sand,
I don't think Maul is gonna.
I don't think Maul's going to stick around there. But what I'm saying is that gives a little bit more time to Bill. So Bill can just take his time, set everything up. Thank you, Ryan.
Okay.
Yes, we do have 2 players who will finish 7-1, and they will be definitely guaranteed in. Okay, Bill puts out. I think that's something special planned for them. So for playing games, do they? So for playing games, is it like the bottom half? Like, so is it like the top 6 and 2 won't have to play, or I'm not sure. If there are more than 8 players who finish 6 and 2, they will be seeded based on tiebreakers, and the lowest seeds will mean play a single play-in game, with the higher seed based on tiebreakers choosing the sides. There'll be as many play-in games as needed based on the exact number of players who finish 6 and 2 or better. If there are 9 players at 6 and 2 or better, then the 8 and 9 seeds will play each other for the 8 seed. If there are 10, 6 and 2, 7 and 10. Okay. So if you're rooting for somebody who is on the possibility on the cusp of going 6 and 2, root for less 6 and 2s. But as Bastion said, we will have 2 players who are 7 and 1. Right now, the 4 remaining 7 and 1s are Mishki, Jelson, Britton, and Howard.
Maul moving over.
Yep, Maul moving over. So now he's a little bit more vulnerable to spies. So, and this is what I was saying. Like, now Maul can come down. Like, Pistone can come down with almost any spy and try and get rid of Maul.
Yeah, but that Maul is pretty scary.
It can be.
Like, it depends on how much raw power Pistone has.
Yeah.
Because, like,
you don't get the subtraction, the deploy cost modifier going to any of the sites outside of Scarif.
I don't think Bill's going to go there right now, though. Like, at this point in the game, all he has to do is play coward, and, like, Maul doesn't do anything. I think Bill's probably better off just building his hand and ignoring the Maul for right now until he's flipped, when he can cancel the weapon destiny swings.
That's a good point. Because right now, Bill has Dengar with Blaster Carbine and another character at the Data Vault. And doesn't look like either player has battle plan or battle order on the table, so Pistone should be able to drain. He does not Oh no, he does drain and hitting a looks like a restraining bolt. There's a 10 to 4 going down to Scarif. Okay, and here we go. Mike going for the beach. Melchi going down. Going to pull himself a character.
Unfortunately for Pistone, Bill Kafer might be somebody who knows that deck that Mike Pistone is playing probably better than anybody else in the field right now, other than maybe Greg.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like Bill is on that team, the new allies, and we all know that Greg loves to play.
Well, Bill made the indoor Grand Prix top 8 with no idea last year, so he knows how to play it very well.
Yeah. Yeah, the new allies love their no idea, and I had to play this matchup last year at Worlds between Mike Kessling, and Mike just mopped the floor with me.
Oh, okay.
I was no idea versus his Shadow Collective. I mean, Mike's a heck of a player, so.
Yeah.
Okay, Commander Vandal Willard going down, joining, I believe that's Ensign Chad. So Mike going down to the beach and ignoring the data vault. I mean, he's flipped, so. And Bay's going down as well. Not sure if that's a character that that Bill wants to see there. And I'm glad to see that we have our esteemed rules advocate, Greg Zinn. I guess he got a lot of mail in his PM box. So I guess a few of our viewers decided to flood our local rules advocate with mail saying that you got that ruling wrong.
Well, I can't imagine why that happened. Love you, Greg.
Yeah, Greg, you're a good guy, and we're glad to have you. Okay, Bill going down. Up, he thinks about putting a blaster onto Maul, but decides against it. And it looks like instead, yep, he is going to go ahead and grab himself another first light sight. And it looks like he does have the Gaul system out there. So not only does that allow him to possibly go down and occupy for battle plan and battle order, but more importantly now, if he hits somebody with a non-permanent weapon and a non-lightsaber weapon, I believe they may just make him lost.
Yeah, it's any non-lightsaber weapon. But that doesn't do a whole lot of good if you can't hit anything.
Greg, again, you're doing great. You're only human. You looked up the rules section. Nobody's faulting you.
Well, a few people are.
Be nice.
I am being nice.
So That's a good question. Thanks, Tom. So it looks like Bill is just going to draw some cards. He moves Maul over after he deploys the Zuckuss and Forlom in the Miss Hunter,
Yeah.
or as some people want to call it, Z4MH.
I like that. That's cool. Who calls it that?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Bill gets drained at the beach, and he'll get drained at Scarif as well. He'll lose 3 force here. And Mike will throw down Projection of Skywalker onto the Scarif Data Vault. Get rid of that drain. And here he goes, down to Gull with the Rogue One. And I believe he has Wedge Antilles, Red Squadron Leader, and Luke Skywalker on it. So
kind of
he's going to be able to. So I don't believe he can cancel the Destiny there.
Why? He doesn't have a blaster.
No, because of Zuckuss Misshunter. Or Zuckuss Forlom and Misshunter.
Why would they not be able to cancel?
That's
That doesn't have
It
anything to
doesn't-
do with that.
Doesn't?
No. May not add destinies to power or battle. Or draw more than one battle destiny.
Players might not add, yeah. Well, that's not good. As looks like we do have a battle up in space. Draws Jyn Erso for Battle Destiny. Let's see, what will Bill draw? Bill draws a gun that's going to be canceled. So both ships are immune to attrition. However, Mike is outpowering. Greg, I know hopefully you're listening. So the first rules question will be our question of the day, or our question of this match, to win a Joe Olson signed All Too Easy. So if anybody is able to answer the first question that Greg Zinn posts, they will win the All Too Easy.
I think that's a great one. I think that's great.
So there goes the Zuckuss and Forlom in Miss Hunter to the lost pile.
Yeah, I give Greg a hard time, but he was very helpful in all the rules questions I had last year when I was trying to play well.
Thank you, Greg. Okay, Kyle Kalin with the first answer says that they will draw first. This Greg's question is Kane is on the table. Lightside plays This Is My Ship to deploy Hera. Kanan gets to take a use pile card in hand for deploying Hera. Does he take This Is My Ship or take another card first, then put This Is My Ship in used after? So Tom Kelly also says that you draw. So I believe Kyle is correct.
I think we should let Greg answer that.
Yeah, Greg, if you could answer the Kanan question, that would be. Then we can give away this Joe Olson signed All Too Easy. Okay, Mike is using Antilles Maneuver V to get himself a character on the ship. And he's going to get Jaron Webb, as Bill has come down with Mighty Jabba and Balatik to Scarif. And
Bill Kafer playing decent amount of space here, it looks like.
yeah, there's a Black Sun pistol on Balatik.
I know when we were testing, we only ran the First Light and the Zim with Forlon. Or at least that's what Carl was doing in playtesting.
Yeah. And there's Hyperwave Scan going on to, looks like the Data Vault. So now that essentially cancels the projection of Skywalker, is now...
well, it does more than that. It also stops the forfeit bonus.
Yeah, that's a really big card in this matchup.
Yep.
But yeah, I like Bill playing the First Light there. I would really like, I mean, if he was able to hold down Gaul, that would have been really good in this matchup.
I think I don't know. Honestly, I feel like you get your weapons canceled so much of the time, and they're not even fighting right now.
That's true. Oh, okay. So then you will see that you finished resolving.
Thank you, Greg. That was a great rules explanation.
So, are they right or wrong?
Gurgle answered.
Well, I know that. I'm saying. So, Greg, do you get to draw the card, or do you draw, this is my ship? Okay, Mike peeling some cards. And he'll lose projection of Skywalker there. Bastion, this is Star Wars CCG in 2023. Get ready for Worlds and Germany next year. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, looks, we have our tournament advocate, Chris Schoenthal.
He wants to come on here.
Sure do not.
Surely.
I will for a hot minute. My voice is fucked, so.
Well, you don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just make an appearance.
I'll wait.
Are you having a good time today, Chris?
I'm always having a good time dealing with Star Wars events.
What game are you ready to play this evening?
Take the nap. It's a good game. I don't think I got like 3 hours of sleep last night because of the bar next door. But
That's 3 more than we did.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And there's Corn Horn going down. Oh, Chris, before you wander off, a friend of yours
Oh, yeah,
wanted,
he messaged me.
yeah, he wanted somebody to give you a big kiss.
Hi, buddy. That's literally his name, by the way. It's not.
Okay, so we do have an initiation of a fight. Mike will take Ezra off the sand effect. Corporal Powell retrieves a card with Make 10 Men. Bill draws a 4 for Destiny. He then adds a lot to it. I believe he's adding 1, 2, 3 to it because of the first light. So it would become a 7. And the first light is going to be immune to attrition because Mike only drew Corporal Powell.
Mike's got a lot of forfeit, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. He does have a lot of forfeit. Jaron Webb was there, so I believe he did subtract 1 from it.
I'm interested to see how much space Bill actually has, or Pistone actually has, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So looks like, yep. Loses Ray, moves the resistant transport over, and brings in the Rogue One. And Mike will just pass turn over to Bill. Wondering why Hyperwave Scant was put back. Galen Urso.
Galen Urso, yep.
Yeah, use Galen Urso to put it back in. Did not see him get deployed.
Well, there's a lot of characters on the table.
Oh, yeah. That's one thing that this No Idea deck does. It puts a lot of characters on the table.
And that may be one advantage that Mike is going to use to his favor, because every card you put on the table is a force loss. And Shadow Collective revolves around doing force loss.
Yeah. Now, what I'm concerned about for Bill is, now that there's the Luke and the Rogue One and the Wedge there, that's a lot more. That's a lot scarier than the Rogue One or the latest resistant transport and just the Tanov.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping for him that he's able to move that ship. The first light is Hyperspeed 3.
Yeah, I can make the jump.
So I believe it can. Well,
yeah, it's 7 to 9. 7 to 9.
A 9.
And Scarif's a 7.
So yeah, that should be able to.
It 100% can. 100% it can.
And again, Mike is going to be doing, he's showing 3 points of damage this turn with that stack at the beach, as well as 2 points of damage at the beach plus the 1 at Gaul right now. And Bill looks like he's grabbing. He was going to grab Lady Proxima, but then he changed over to get Dryden Voss. Dryden Voss coming down with a gun onto the first light.
That'll give him some extra forfeit and extra, pump to the Destiny.
And he's still got a lot of force to work with, too. So Bill might just be thinking...
Well, Bill's been slow rolling it the entire game for the most part.
Yeah.
This is also Pistone's first time back in a while.
True. Bill does flip the objective after he moves. And he will cause a point of force loss here, being that he's once he flips back from the 7 side to the 0 side. So Bill's doing a little bit of damage, and that's all he really needs to do. I mean, even though Mike has Luke out and he's retrieving one, I mean, the damage does seem a little even. Bill loses Shizor, masterful move, and can't see what the red card is.
Looks like a counterspell.
I was going to say, there's no red counter spells, but there kind of is.
Pyroblast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry, everybody, that's a different game. Okay, Mike does drain, and he deploys Ezra down to Maul's site. So I don't mind the Ezra going down there because, I mean, it either is going to allow him to activate 2 or cause Bill to activate 2 less.
I think it's more for the drain.
But yeah, it's definitely more for the drain. And here we go. Mike's still thinking about what he wants to do. Assuming he's still in his deploy phase here. And Mike is taking some time here, thinking about what he wants to do. I
That's
think
probably a smart play.
Yeah. Especially now that Bill has Aura Sig and a blaster on her at the first light. And here we go. Mike going down with Leia Organa to the first light in front of Aura Sig. The Endor Commando team coming down as well.
Here comes the beat.
Mike initiates.
That feels like maybe 1 or 2 characters too late.
Yeah, I agree, because if Bill has like a sniper,
which they do play.
Yeah.
I would honestly go for the character that lets him draw Battle
so
of Destiny.
There goes Bodhi. So he does cancel the shot with Bodhi, putting Bodhi out of play.
Oh yeah, that whole shooting thing.
Yeah. Mike draws a 4 for Destiny.
That's what it looks like.
And Bill draws a 2. I think if you're Mike, or I think if you're Bill, you subtract from the 3, or from the 4 to make it a 3, and then you only have to lose the gun. And you just put the gun back. And
Nope, he loses Aura.
Yeah, so he had to put the gun into the use, lost another card, and loses Aura Singh.
I think Bill has to take that line, considering there's so many other opportunities for fights in space.
Yeah.
Because if he wastes the Maul on that fight there, and Mike's got something in space tracked around, somehow.
Mm-hmm.
That could be really bad.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, here we go. Bill going down with another Aura Singh. And I want to say that's Hondo Anaka. And there's a gun. Let's see what he's going to do here. No, my neck's just starting to get sore.
You want to go get your heating pad?
I'll be fine for right this second. I will say after the break, or after in between rounds, I'm going to run upstairs and grab something for it.
Huh?
I'm going to grab something for it after this game.
Okay.
Okay, it looks like Bill thinking about what he wants to do. Okay, so he does take a shot with Aura Singh. Mike plays Sabotage to cancel it. And Mike's going to put Walkling out of play. Takes a card off the sand. And it looks like he drew Destiny of Power and a Destiny Battle Destiny as well. Both of these players are 5-2 at this point. So
yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely a bubble match. And just for Ooh. Ryan. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go see what happened to Ryan's. Hey Ryan. You lost the sheet.
So we see Bill looking here. He's considering carefully. Looks like he's going to just move his characters around some. Maybe be a little bit more efficient with how he's presenting his threats in
Okay,
space.
so we do have a confirmation. Brian Mischke is 7-1.
Congrats to Ryan.
So Brian,
sorry.
yeah, Brian coming back, making a name for himself at Worlds.
Good for him. He's been out of it for a while.
He's been out of it. I mean, the last
Because he was
time-
playing Ryan. That's why I thought you said Ryan.
No, yeah, he's playing Ryan Jelson. Ryan Jelson is now 6-2. So, If you're playing in the top 8 tomorrow against Michigan, make sure you bring your quite a mercenary non-V.
He'll sign it for you, I'm sure.
He'll definitely sign quite a mercenary non-V against you.
You might not like what he signs, but he will sign it.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. So Bill has loaded up the first light.
And Pistone just pummeling on the damage.
Yeah. And Bill's not able to, okay, so he goes to retrieve with Luke, plays imbalance.
Yep.
What happened in your game?
Finished 5-3.
5-3. Chris Kogelin beat Garrett Larson to finish 5-3. Why would you beat on Garrett?
He deserved it.
Do me a favor. Could you go check on the Bat Mouse Connor game? Thank you. Huh? 51.
That's not bad.
No.
All them Euros still staying up late?
Yeah, everybody's talking bad about you. So, Mike deploying more stuff. Let's see, it looks like a Theron net going down. We're going to talk. Yeah, let me go check on the Johnny Chu game. I'll ask that Bastion asked about that one.
Okay.
Johnny Chu is victorious in his game. He is 6-2. Looks like he's going to be in a play-in game.
Congrats to Johnny. Way to come back. He was down big early on, and he came back.
I mean, Ryan, if you want to drive out here in the next, half an hour, I will gladly let you take over and stream the play-in games. So... I mean, Mike's life force doesn't look that... I mean, both life forces look a little light right now, but I will say Mike's looks like it's a little bit... He has a little bit more in his life force. However, both players are putting a lot of cards on the table. Mike plays the escape pod combo to make it so that he does not lose any force to You'll Be Dead. That's a big play right now because he was about to take 3 off of that just by itself.
Yep. That's the obvious grab. I wonder if Mike is playing 2 copies of the escape pod combo. I know some versions of No Idea do.
1 second.
Good. Connor's got 5 or 6 cards left down, and Batmouse has 12. And 4th position, and he's battling in them to clear more right now. So.
Hall of Famer Chris Goglin has to report that Batmouse is looking pretty good, so we might just see the Gemp Sheriff himself go 7-1. 7 straight. That would be 7 straight wins for him today, because he lost. His only loss was the first game against Watto.
After flying in all night.
Yeah.
And getting here at 6 a.m.
Yeah. So if Batmouse goes 7-1, what a story that will be.
Yep.
Although, for those who do follow Batmouse on Gemp, either get ready for a lot of Gemp Gold as in celebration, or a lot of why didn't you guys believe in me?
Or maybe a mixture.
Yeah, definitely a mixture. Yeah, Ryan, Batmouse is right now in the lead for Player of the Year.
Just turn him off. Just yeah.
That's your medications. So, yeah, right now I believe it's Batmouse with 13 points, and then there's 5 or 6 others at 12. Yeah, Connor is one of those players. Hayes is also one of those players who's like up there for Player of the Year. I believe he also has 12 points as well. Emil, Kieran. What the heck was that? Batmouse. Hold on. Let's have a confirmation. Batting. Batmouse.
Of course he's talking.
Yeah. Batmouse is currently talking to Johnny Chu and Justin Desai, so we'll get confirmation from him in a second. Just by the look on his face, I think we can know what happened.
Nice.
Batmouse has made it into the top 8.
Yet
this will be
again
his
this
third
year.
top 8 this year.
Yep.
Yes.
What happened?
Bat 40 ran into walkers.
And you had what chance do we have?
And I had what chance do we have?
And that's all she wrote.
And are you brain dead in a fight?
Oh, you are? You brain dead. Wow, that's great.
I did get that off, and that was deciding faction.
Nice.
Because I tracked back around to it and drew the mace for Destiny, and then Jedi left him again.
Batmouse being a dirty player
Yeah,
in
what else
all
is
the
new?
good ways.
What else is new? So, meeting after this?
Oh yeah, we need one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave this with you because I'm just
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Batmouse handing me my deck box back. So, let Dan Tartaglione build your decks. Go 7-1 at Worlds.
Well, to be fair, he built the decks. You just constructed them.
Yeah. But back to our game. Yeah, we do have another fight here. Yeah, it's just based on the board position still looks pretty good for Bill, especially now that he got the Ezra off of the Maul's Chambers. And it looks like he was able to spread a little bit more as well, but yeah. Mike looking at Maul. So he did draw a 1 for Battle Destiny there, it looked like. But it was going to get, he believed he was going to get added +3 to it. Okay, there goes Cassie into the lost pile. And it doesn't look like Bill lost anything in that fight.
I don't think he drew high enough to break the immunity.
Yeah. Well, I think what happened was he drew a 5, and Bill
Maul
subtracted 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, there was no other fight that he was worried about, right? So
Yeah.
what's the point?
I mean,
in
that's
not
the thing.
doing
That's
that?
the thing right now. Bill just has to maintain the presence in space.
And he gets free drains. He gets free damage. Like,
Yeah.
it's not looking very good for Pistone at this point.
I mean, like we said, Mike still has that constant retrieval with Luke.
Yeah.
But
now
now
he's taking a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage from Bill. He's ramming.
And he's already used his escape pod combo. Maybe
Yeah.
he has one more. Maybe not.
Yeah, he did. He saved the 2, so that's a good point. Bill is doing 4 points of damage just with You'll Be Dead by itself, and then on top of that, he's draining
drains of
for potentially 1, 2, 3. So that's 7 damage, and if he loses another one, that's another 2 damage on top of that.
Yep. Well, he can't satisfy resistance. So yeah, I
would lose a card to make. Yeah, why not?
Absolutely, put the pressure on. Oh, and there goes. Oh,
yeah.
He loves to see that. There goes Menace Fades. So Maul's going to be
And I don't think
golden.
he caused the point of the extra damage with the Maul Saber though. I don't think he needs to because it looks like Mike only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
there's no
7.
point. He's only got like
10
6
cards left, hands in life.
Yeah. Well, he's only got 6 in life force and like 4 in hand.
Correct. Yeah, Greg points it out. Mishki and Batmouse are your 7 and 1. And I think Mishki is might be the higher seed.
Well, they repair the top 4 anyway.
Well, yeah, I'm saying.
So it could be anybody at the top.
Well, yeah, like they.
Like for standings for day 1, Mishki will probably get it because he was ahead the whole day.
Yeah. But as for who they will be playing, it all depends